Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's going on? I'm actually in Mombasa for the weekend. I don't know if you can tell by the sound of the fan behind me. It's so hot, so you just have to turn on the fan everywhere you go. And if you go outside, you just walk shirtless. Just walk around shirtless. How you guys doing? Yeah, we just came to Mombasa for a show, and it went well. Well, the day for me started really horribly. Like I went to the train station and then, they told me I couldn't get onto the train without an ID. So I had to go back home, get my ID, and come back. And I had to do all this in time for the train, or else I'd have missed it. So I had to take a bike. And this guy was riding really, really fast. It was a scary experience, but I made it just barely. It's crazy how like the smallest things can just make your trip go so like this horror. And like just forgetting your ID. It's like let's say you're flying somewhere and then you forget your train ticket. It's gonna set you back. Like it's gonna oh no, you forget your passport. Imagine the damage that will do to you. It's gonna ruin your day. You're probably gonna miss your flight. So yeah, I'm glad I caught the train. Oh, it's a long train. 6 hours. You sit upright. We were sitting next to these Indian people. You know those trains where you just look at each other. You're not all facing in one direction, but you're looking at each other, and there's a table in between, and you're looking at a stranger, someone you've never met in your life. You're looking at them for 6 hours. It gives you a lot of time to get to know some people. And then the worst part is if some guy just removes his shoes. Oh, that's horrible. Some guy just randomly removes his shoes in the train, and he hasn't washed his socks for 1 week. It's horrible. It's the worst. But yeah, we got to Mombasa. It's it's as hot as it is usually, about 36 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is. Maybe twice. I'm not sure. But yeah, Mombasa is cool. Mombasa is really nice. The people here are big fans of comedy. People here are really enjoying the show. Just like some really loyal fans. Like I've seen guys who've come to, like we've done like a Mombasa show like 4 times now, and I've seen this guy who's come like every single time. So he's a big fan, obviously. Because I don't think there's such a thing as this here. But wow, what a time we've had! It's been awesome. Just meeting the fans. I did a spot there like 10 minutes. It went well. I actually opened for some other comedians. I opened for Vic and Shiko Waithaka and Emmanuel Kisiangani. What happened is like it started raining between it started raining somewhere in between the show, and then it's an outdoor show, so weather's gonna affect the show. So that kind of sucked if you think about it looking back. But yeah, all in all, it was a decent show. It was a really decent show. People came out, people had fun, because that's all people want to do. People just want to have fun. It's a long weekend, some holiday on Monday. Yeah, people just want to go out and have fun. The surprising thing about Mombasa is just the number of just interracial marriages here are beautiful. I just see it's just interracial stuff. Like I saw this Indian guy with a white woman. You don't see that a lot. I don't know if Indians don't like mixing. I don't know, but it's really these beautiful couples, people from all walks of life just coming out. There's also like a really big tourist tourist population here. So yeah, those are the guys that come out, and also Indians, lots of Indians, lovely people. Indians are the best when they come to comedy shows because like especially when they listen to dirty jokes, they don't laugh out loud, but you can see that they want to laugh. Well, some of them, not all of them, but you just see that this guy really wants to laugh. But he's come there with his wife, and he's probably the CEO of some company, so he just can't laugh at some jokes. It's too silly for him. They're looking all serious with his wife. Oh no, I can't laugh at that. No, baby, I can't laugh at that one. My Indian accent sucks, but wow. And lots of white people as well, tourists. Some of them actually born here, and some of them weren't. So yeah, but lots of people around here, beautiful people. And the show. what what really messed the show for us this time is so the website was hacked and people couldn't buy tickets, so not as many people showed up as they usually do, so which was a big bummer because we usually have this place packed. The place is usually you know filled with way more people than there were here today, so that really sucked for us. Yeah, I wish. And I don't know who's hacking us because someone also tried to hack my Instagram. Someone tried to hack my Instagram. I just noticed someone was trying to hack me. I just saw random people following me. Like I gained like 20 followers in one day, and I went to check. When I went to check who these people were, it was just bots, just robots, and it's all like porn accounts, like just something called sex 12345, and then a picture of some lady. I'm like, who creates such an account? You just know it's a bot. So I tried to be. Someone tried to hack me, but I don't think it's someone. I think it's malware, probably like software thing. Because I was hacked. My Reddit account was hacked. Like someone was just going around posting. Like I found myself posting porn links in a subreddit called yeah, it was called gay sex confessions. I'm like, wait, I never had gay sex. What is this? Just and it's all just NSFW subs. It's incest confession, just the worst subs, milfs. I'm just, and then I was almost kicked out of Reddit because they're telling me that they do not support they don't want me to send porn links to people, but I'm like, I'm not the one sending it. It's just a virus, which really sucks. So yeah, what a time we're having here in Mombasa. But I'm gonna be honest, the most shocking thing, by far, the most shocking thing is after the show I just met this guy. This guy has two daughters. I'd say they're like uh I don't know. I'm not sure how you tell a girl's age, but I'd say they're like in their early 20s, 20 to 22 there. This guy's like in his 50s and he's out for a comedy show smoking and drinking with his daughters. That's like super. I mean, depending on who you are and your values, it's either really cool or really effed up. Depending, that because that depends on a lot of things, like how you look at life. And then I actually went up to the guy and I asked him. Well, now I actually complimented him. I was like, "Hey man, you're a really good dad. You're going out with your daughters to a comedy show," and he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been going out with them for the last 8 years." Oh, 8 years. He must have started going out with them when they were teenagers for sure. Like I'm certain. I actually talked to one of the girls, and I also told her that, hey, you have a really cool dad. If he can take you out for like a show, and then you can drink with your dad. And then she was like, yeah, yeah, I've been smoking with him since I was 15. I'm like, okay, 15? You're smoking with your dad? What kind of a dad is that? Again, he's either the coolest dad or that's just the most messed up thing. I mean, how can you smoke with your daughter when she's 15? I can barely have a conversation with a 15-year-old. They're just always on TikTok or something. I don't know. But 15-year-olds are kids, is all I'm saying. That's a really, it's a really young age to start smoking with your dad. How, how freestyle is your dad? How carefree is he for him to be able to like just let you do such a thing? You know, you just go out with your dad and smoke. That's so crazy. But hey, I mean, the more you see these things, the more you just realize that people will always just be people. People will never change. Like people are just different, man. I mean, I can imagine the circumstances that they grew up in. This they're so different, and their values must be so different from my values because of simply because of how we just grew up in our lives and all that. But wow, that's the fact that you can raise your daughters like that. Wow, that is insane. Who else knows what they do? Probably do drugs. Like he's just I don't know. I don't know much about parenting, but yeah, that's definitely unforgettable. Could be the coolest thing in the world. Because when you're a kid, that's what you want your dad to be like. I mean, all kids want their dads to be like the cool guy, the guy who takes you out. But then, not, they can't do that for your own well-being. So, for your own well-being, sorry. So, wow, that's it's amazing to see. Also, they were Indian, I think. Um, they were definitely of Asian descent. So maybe that has something to do with it. It's very hard to see like an African family with African parents doing that. That's like really, really. I think you'd be frowned upon if people realize that you've been smoking with your daughter since she was 15, and then you're going out with her to comedy shows where people tell dick and shit jokes. So yeah, that's not. It's not gonna happen in an African family. I don't think so. Not anytime soon. No, it's gonna happen. Even I can go out with my kids. No, I'm not going out with them. They should stay home and play with Legos. Because that's what you're a kid. You're a child. Stay home. Don't go out and start drinking. Because at some point you start realizing that just growing up sucks. It was overrated. It was never worth it. You you have like a million bills to pay, and your life is always falling apart for some reason, and you're always procrastinating your dream life. Like adulthood is exactly the opposite of what you thought. Like if you asked like just take yourself back. Remember when you were like 15 and someone asked you, where do you think you're gonna be at 23? Like, oh my god, the dreams you would have, you had back then. Like, at 20, you would have been like so naive with life. At 23, I want to be a millionaire and I want to drive a Porsche and and then life was like, nope, life does not care. That's it's exactly where we find ourselves with these things. Like you have all these plans and then life just happens. But wow, people are just interesting. People are just interesting to watch. Like I mean, I like people watching, just watching people do their own things. Also, because sometimes I'm afraid to talk to people. It's not really afraid. I don't bother to just talk to people. So I just like watching them doing things, being ridiculous, dancing around for no reason. Yeah, wow. But we have a good show. We've had a good show out here. I think I'm gonna go to maybe we're gonna go to the beach tomorrow, take a walk out there, see what the coast has to offer. Draw something in the sand, as they all do. Draw something nice in the sand. Jack was here. I used to draw that in wet cement. I once drew that in my high school. I'm sure it's still there. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the beach tomorrow, look at the ocean. Think about how big the ocean is. The ocean is so big. I just like sitting at the beach and looking at the horizon, thinking about what could be out there, man. I mean, what is out there? Because I once read this thing in it. I don't know if it's true, but most of the ocean is just empty. It's just desert, and most ocean life actually lives near or around the shore. But in the deep sea, I had this like pretty much nothing. Like it's just a desert of water, just a lot of water and then nothing. It, one thing that spooks me out like is how scary is that? Do you know how scary? Can you just imagine the darkness of the ocean at night? Ay ay ay! Like right now, it's 1:20 a.m. Can you just imagine just going into the ocean at night? What is that like? There's something so profoundly spooky about that thought. Just going into the deep, into the ocean at night, just not knowing what lurks beneath. Anything can be down there. Anything can eat you up. It's just anything, man. Like sharks and like uh, it's it's the scariest thing I can ever imagine. It's not even it's not even about like being eaten by some animal. It's just the size of the ocean, and then knowing that down there it's just darkness and water and just watery darkness. That in itself is scary. It's super scary. Like just the darkness of it all, and just not knowing what's down there, and then the fact that sea creatures are the biggest creatures in the world. Like sharks are big, whales are big. What else is big? There's also like octopuses. I don't know how big an octopus can get, but I don't care. That thing is scary. Like an animal with three hearts, I think, and eight tentacles. You think that's normal? It's not normal. And then jellyfish, like fish that's like transparent and can shock you for some reason. Oh, no, actually, the electric eel is the one that has the shock, not jellyfish. But still, what weird creatures. What is that? And they all live in one place. Then the sharks, these these angry fish that are just always provoked by a single, just easily provoked by a single drop of blood, and then this thing can just eat you immediately. It's the craziest thing. But wow, the ocean! I'm gonna go take a walk tomorrow at the beach, take in the sights and the sounds. This is it's fun being in a different place, different change of environment. Because Nairobi, man, Nairobi is sickening. Nairobi. I mean, if you live in Nairobi, it's just there's too many people. I mean, when we got here to Mombasa, there was a bit of traffic, but I never start getting like thoughts of like, because in Nairobi you start supporting Thanos. Like there's too many people, and we need to thin the herd. We need to halve this population immediately. That's what you think every time you walk in Nairobi streets. But here in Mombasa, I mean, yeah, there's traffic, but it's nothing compared to Nairobi. Nairobi is just madness. It's like like there's people traffic. Like not forget about like car traffic. When you just walk in the street, there's too many people that you have to like line up behind people to just walk. That's how many people there are in Nairobi. So that sucks. And maybe that's why many people don't want children, because you see so many people, and maybe you are in some place that people aren't as many. You want to have kids, but in Nairobi you don't want children because a child is just another person in the street blocking people's way. So that sucks. But anyway, that's me in Mombasa. I'm gonna go talk to that dad with the two daughters. I don't know if he's left. But what a dad. You just smoke with your daughters from 16? Wow. That's crazy.